And do you want to do the intro? All right, hello.
Hello.
Welcome, guys, to probably the biggest episode that we have so far, just in terms of the number of the episode. This is episode 30. We are now 30 weeks old. Actually, technically 31 weeks old, if you count the 1 week
break?
that we have to take off just because of like conflict of time and whatnot. But
Mhm.
you know what? We're 30 weeks old now. 30 episodes old. Um, yeah. Oh my God, this is crazy. Time
Isn't
is
it?
flying so fast.
We're
It
so
is
close to
incredible.
that 50.
I know, right? Well, we got to think of something big for the 50th. We got to think of something
Yeah.
kind of crazy, I think. And then we got to start thinking about 100 because 100 is going to sneak up on us real quick as well.
Yep.
Um, quicker than probably what we expect, but yeah. Anywho's, we don't have as much of a crazy week, I don't think, as last week in terms of like the quantity of news.
Mhm.
But we do have a couple of little fun things scattered throughout today's episode for us to sort of cover. But I guess as always, Jens, we can just sort of start off with the things that we've been doing for the past week, I guess,
Yes.
So do you want to start us off? What have you been doing for the past 7 days since we last recorded?
Good question. Streaming, played
Yeah.
Dread Hunger for the first time, which I think
Yeah.
takes influence from a TV show called The Terror that I haven't finished.
Okay, yeah.
But it's
I did see a couple of
cool.
people in chat recommending a TV show, and I was like, that's a bit weird. This is
That
a
they're-
video game. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, it sort of makes sense. Okay, no.
Yeah. But anyways, it's Among Us, but a bit more. It's a different Among Us. It's interesting. It's hard, very hard.
Okay.
Yeah. Did that. Did a lot of Siege as per usual.
Yeah.
And watching Family Guy because it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah. I have been meaning to go through and watch like the entirety of Family Guy.
It's so good.
Because I feel like I've missed a lot of it. Yeah, it is quite amusing. Same with South Park. I feel like I've wanted to go through and do the entirety of South Park too. Because I feel like they sort of tackle themes a lot better in South Park compared to what they do in Family Guy. In quite a humorous way. Quite offensive too, I might add.
Yes,
but
it's so good. And
I think that's the whole fun of it. Yeah.
Yeah. And just the last thing, I watched a movie called Run on Netflix that I think I'd recommend it.
You think?
I think I would.
Yeah, okay.
It was enjoyable. It's a cool idea. I won't say too much about it, but
yeah.
I quite liked it.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
What about
I'll give it
you?
a go. I did see they added the Joaquin Phoenix Joker to Netflix recently within the past week or something. So I added to my watch list because Emma hasn't seen it yet. So I do want to sit her down and get her to watch that.
Such a good film.
Yeah, because it is a really good film.
I could do a rewatch of that. Just such a beautiful work of art.
Yeah, I watched it twice.
Oh, really?
In the week that it came out or whatever in cinemas, like that first week, I watched it twice. Once with like a friend, and then again with another group of friends.
Oh wow!
And it was still just as enjoyable the second time around. So I don't see why it won't be as enjoyable the third time around.
No.
Yeah, I'm very excited to show her that and see what she thinks. I'm not going to tell her anything going into it, so I don't want to go into too much detail for those that haven't seen it as well as to what it's all about and things like that. But I would recommend it if you do have a
highly
Netflix
recommend.
account, do go and check out Joker, because it is very good. So, but yeah, I'm quite excited to show her and sort of let her go into it without sort of, I guess, understanding anything beforehand.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, like I'm not going to show any trailers or anything like that. So
yes,
but yeah, very excited to show that. Other than that, nothing too crazy. Just sort of been trying to get out where I can because we're still in lockdown here. So just been going for skateboard rides every now and again. With Flash, it's quite fun. Flash actually, he's turned into a not a sheepdog. He is a sheepdog, but he's turned into a
like a herding.
What are the dogs in the snow?
Oh, a sled dog.
He's turned into a sled dog. He actually pulls me on the skateboard. It's great.
Oh, that's so
Um,
cute.
we get some good speed.
I
Like
bet.
he's like I thought, like I weigh just under 70 kilos, and I thought that's quite, like a considerable amount of weight to have to pull for such a
Yeah,
small sort
yeah.
of animal. But man, he's chilling.
I
Like
mean,
he's
you
pulling
did
me.
call him Flash for a reason.
This is true. This is true. He does get his name for a very good reason. So, but yeah. Other than that, I haven't been playing too much video games. I did just recently sort of get back into the groove of playing Pokemon. I'm still on the shiny hunt
Oh
for a
yeah.
couple of Pokemon. So, just like usually, whilst I have Netflix going in the background with like The Office or something, I'll just have Pokemon set up in front of it and just sort of be monotonously grinding away at it to try and hunt down things. So.
Nice.
But yeah, I think that's everything. Other than that, we did also record Olympics gameplay footage. The very first time we have managed to record new gameplay footage in quite a long time.
Yep. So hopefully that'll
So
be
you
out
can expect that.
soon.
Yeah, you can expect that on the channel sometime soon. So do make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification so you can be alerted for when that goes up. But yeah, I think that's everything. I can't think of anything. No, not really. Yeah. So, Jenz, I guess we can jump straight into our sort of early news topics for the week. This one is sort of unsurprising to me, I guess, in a way. But Horizon Forbidden West, the new sort of entry into the Horizon franchise, I guess they're making it now. Just got a small sort of delay. So instead of now coming out in holiday of 2021, so sometime Q4 this year was meant to be coming out, it's now coming out sometime in the first quarter of next year, so 2022. They didn't really state as to why it was being delayed. But you can assume it's just come down to like, COVID sort of things,
Just little
putting
things, yeah.
like pressures on studios and people still working from home in some situations and whatnot. So you could probably put it down to that, but still not too far away. It's not a big delay. It's only probably a couple of months at most. So
yeah,
we just hope
not
that they
the
can
worst.
get it up by then. Yeah, not the worst. No, not by any means. We can all wait, a month or two, maybe 3 months at worst. But yeah.
Yeah, I still gotta finish that game.
Well, that's it too. It does give you time to sort of fit in Horizon Zero Dawn and try and finish that one off. Because I'm in the same boat. I did play a fair bit of it, but I never ended up finishing it because I just think I got bogged down in newer games that came out shortly after it. So, but yeah. So I probably will do the same. I'll have to. I think it's installed to my PS5, like the PS4 version. I'm not sure if there's a big update for it to make it run better for PS5, but I'll still go and play it at some point. I don't know. I can't remember if there was or wasn't. I know there was for a couple of other games, but
I feel like there would be, but I could be wrong.
Exactly. Yeah. Who knows? Moving on though, Jenz. One of your sort of like hidden gem studios. I feel like you bring up this studio a fair bit, or this publisher.
They've been rocking it.
Yeah, but I always get tongue tied trying to pronounce this, but Annapurna.
Yeah,
see, I don't know.
Annapurna.
You go with it. You better than I am.
So Annapurna. Oh fuck. Annapurna Interactive revealed. So they did their first showcase. And they revealed.
They've never done a showcase before.
No. So they revealed some of the games that they're working on, and there's quite a few. So we're gonna do a quick rundown of it. Obviously, I think most people know Annapurna for the Stray game. This one I am so excited for. I really want this to come out. I think it's a PlayStation. Is it a PlayStation exclusive?
Almost positive it's a PlayStation exclusive.
I thought it would be. Yeah.
You keep going. I'll do some research.
All right. So basically, Stray, if you haven't heard of it yet, it's think Cyberpunk City, and you play as a cat in said city, and that's all you need to know about this. That is actually all that's all the information we have from the game. And regardless, I'm so excited for it, because I cannot wait to be a cat in a game. So yeah,
I'm the same. I'm the same.
Yeah.
When I first saw this, like in the initial PlayStation showcase where they announced like the PlayStation 5 and sort of like all the new feature set that was coming with it, and like some of the launch games you could expect for it, and some of the games that were working towards being on PS5, this
Yeah.
was one of them. And in that whole showcase, this is still one that stands out to me as like one that I was super, super excited for, even back then, before I had a PS5 and before anyone could get their hands on them.
Yeah.
And it
Absolutely.
still is up there for me. Like, I'm still super hyped for this. And like Jen said, we don't know anything about this game, sort of like any sort of premise.
Nope.
We just know that you're a cat at some point, and it's like that's all we need to know, I think. Like Jen said, you know, she summed it up pretty well. I will add, it is a PlayStation console exclusive, but it is also coming to PC. So if you got a PC, you can play it, but otherwise it'll only be on PlayStation systems.
Well, that's good. At least PC players can get involved then.
Exactly. And having said that too, you know, that also means it'll have like the ray tracing support for PC as well as the PS5. You know, the PS4 players are probably going to be the only ones that are going to sort of see any sort of degradation in performance, I guess. So yeah, but it is being scheduled for release early 2022, so probably around the same time that Horizon Forbidden West is coming out. You know, sometime Q1 next year.
Fingers crossed.
You can expect that. Fingers crossed, no more delays. But yeah.
Speaking of this company, Annapurna, the game 12 Minutes that we have mentioned previously comes out this month. I think it's the end of the month sometime, so do keep your eye. Oh no, wait, it might be on the 19th. Do keep your eyes out on that one because I feel like it's going to be good.
Go and follow Jenz's Twitch channel because she's definitely going to be playing it on stream. So
100%. It's on my thanks for the shout out. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. Anyways, moving on. They showcased a game called Artful Escape, which it looks like a trip. It's all psychedelic looking and multi-dimensional journey of a guy, and there's a lot of like emphasis on music, specifically through a guitar. So, which is really interesting to do a story type game through music in that way, and I think they've got a lot of musicians on board helping with this game, so that'll be an interesting one. But yeah, it's a bit of a puzzle game, and you try and create a story your way, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. It's probably like a choose your own adventure type thing in sort of some way, I guess. You know, that's kind of fun.
The next one is the Outer Wilds expansion called Echoes of the Eye, which is due to launch on September 28th. I did not finish Outer Wilds. I am not big brain enough.
Having said that, the Outer Wilds is a very popular game. A lot of people absolutely adored this game.
People who managed to get through it and understand the mechanics of it absolutely love this game. Like, it's crazy.
It is a bit of a mind fuck.
It is.
I think, you know, like it's
it's not an easy game.
And sort of think about it. It's not sort of the casual gamer. I don't think, you know. But I do want to check it out because I have heard very good things about it. So
me too. I just want to know what's so good about it. You know, I just want to. I want to know. I want to understand. But it's.
I mean, it with most of these puzzle game sort of things though, or like these, I guess, sort of exploration or discovery type games, maybe it's a better explanation for it. But like I know with the Portal, for example, like if I ever got stuck, or most puzzle games that I play, if I get stuck on something, I sort of like put it down for a day or two and then come back, and then I feel like within 30 minutes of me sitting back down, like a day or two after, I've beat the level, or I completed the puzzle. So it could be sort of a similar sort of experience, I guess. Like maybe if you play it in 2 months' time, like closer to like this new expansion coming out, you sort of like things might click a bit more and you'll be like, oh shit, okay, now I'm started to
no, totally. Like I've definitely done that with games. I've played it once and I'm like, you know what, I can't do this right now, and then like a couple of months later I pick it up and like, holy shit, I love this so much. I think Oberdin was one of them.
Clicks in,
it just it clicked the second time, it didn't click the first time, so
yeah
I will try Outer Wilds. I really want to try it again. I just want to get it. I want to get the hype.
We're determined to figure it out. Yeah.
The next one is called Neon White. It looks like a first person like speedrunner shooting type game. Like what's that game that I'm trying to think about?
It reminds me a lot of
Gun something.
Not the gunslinger. I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah.
Like the red and white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Um,
it's gonna
yeah,
be
it does look very similar to that.
Yeah, and I think the whole story behind it is about exterminating demons in heaven. So you're like a
Yes,
demon
yeah, it is.
slayer, basically.
But there's like really cool mechanics that you have. Like it looks like you're walking around with like playing cards or something,
Yeah,
and
it's got like a card thing.
the playing cards that you play sort of affects your speed or like your abilities or something like that in a certain scene. Yeah, it looks there's a whole sort of new level to it other than just running around and shooting things as quick as you
Yes.
can. So it seems kind of cool. It seems like speedrunner's dream type game.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be quite competitive. With all the speedrunning scene becoming sort of increasingly popular these days. So
yeah,
kind of
the
excited for
game
that one
I was
too.
thinking about that I'm comparing it to is Ghost Runner.
Okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yep.
Next one is Solar Ash. So the team behind Hyper Light Drifter is returning with another gorgeous action game, and that's all we know. Other than like a little trailer, basically, but it looks really pretty.
Hyper Light Drifter is a very critically acclaimed game for both like its sort of story, its gameplay, and its like a look. I guess it's like its art direction, its art style.
Is that like the time when Bastion came out? Is that like that sort of feel?
Yeah. Yep. Those sort of like the vibe that they're going for.
Yeah.
So yeah, super excited to see how they make this turn out and all that stuff.
Next one, A Memoir Blue, which is a story of a mother and daughter experienced through memories and cherished and memories suppressed. I read that wrong. Yeah. Okay. So I think it's like there must be something, either the mums or daughters passed away or something. Like I feel like there's something there that you're kind of like reliving all these things that had happened and all. Yeah. So there's something there.
There is very much a theme that I'm seeing with all of these games that they release. They're all story focused. There's not one, maybe with the exception of Neon White, in the simple fact that there's probably just going to be a leaderboard. It's not even going to be like multiplayer where like you're going up against someone at the exact same time or anything like that. Like there's probably just going to be a leaderboard feature. But almost all these games that we've gone through so far, and even the last one that I can see here, they're all story-based games. Like they really don't care about multiplayer or like any of those sort of like, I guess the way the games are going these days, which is good because we do need a lot more story games. I think these days without like all the extra like baggage that comes with the multiplayer part.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that's why I love Annapurna so much. I think they just are really good at picking really good games that should be in the limelight. Like they're just showcasing.
They find the hidden gems in like the indie crowd.
Totally. And lastly, there's a game called Skin Deep, which is a sci-fi game about sneaking, subverting, and sabotaging. It says all while not wearing shoes, so I'm not sure what that means.
I'm already out. What's the point?
Yeah, exactly.
I can't look at shoes.
Exactly.
What's the point? Like,
if you can't wear your comme des garçons or your...
You can't wear fire shoes. What's the point, man? Why even wake up? Why even get out of bed in the morning? Like, it just,
I mean, do you wear shoes in your house now? Have you
No.
Okay.
But like, even if I'm just going to the supermarkets just for like 10 minutes just to get a couple of things, like I got into a baking mood, I think a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And so like I just really wanted to get some baking supplies. And so I went up to Kohl's and I got dressed to the nines just to get like cookie mix and stuff like that. And
what'd you bake?
Mixture, because I saw on TikTok there was a cookie slice thing, which was very nice. It was basically like a cake that was just made out of cookie mixture. It was bro.
Was it good?
And it was real good. So like you start off, you make like a cookie mixture, you put your chocolate chips through it and all that sort of stuff. Then you take half the cookie mixture, you put it down on like a cookie tray or like in a cake tin, sorry, you put it down in the bottom of a cake tin. And then what they did was they got 2 blocks of Cadbury Dairy Milk caramel chocolate. The one with the caramel like inside it, not the caramel milk stuff. but the caramel inside it. And then they put that down on top of the cookie mixture, and then they put the other half of the cookie mixture on top. And then when you bake it, like obviously the cookie bakes or whatever, but the caramel stuff inside sort of all melts and like drools through it, and it was
That
sounds great. And then I just made simple like Betty Crocker pack of mix brownies because I craved brownies. So, but yeah.
Oh, that sounds
would
so
recommend
good.
the cookie. I can send you. I had to
No, I
write
can't.
down the.
Don't
I
give
had
it
to
to
write
me.
down the what do you call it?
Recipe.
The recipe for Mum because she wanted to make it after she saw it. So I had to write down the recipe for it. It was on TikTok, so I wasn't going to send her the TikTok, and she was like, it was like 30 seconds. You know, there was like spit, like they were firing these instructions at you. But yeah, would recommend it. It's great.
Oh my god, I can't. I'm currently like, have you ever had this pattern of like going to MyFitnessPal and like counting all your calories for like
dude, I
a week
feel
and
so
then
bad about MyFitnessPal because I did that for a little while and then I stopped and they kept sending me messages like twice a week and they were like, hey, don't forget about me. I'm like, I'm sorry.
I can't do this anymore.
I felt so bad. And then I got my new phone and then it was like when I was copying apps over, it was like, what apps do I use the most? And I was like, oh, I'm not copying that over. I'm sorry.
I've had so many moments where I install it and I do it and then I don't use it and I uninstall it, then I install it and use it.
I mean, it was just like when I was really serious about it, it was just so hard when you were out and about. Like if I went to Macca's or something like that, and I know they make it sort of a little bit easier to track down all the calories that's in a Big Mac and things these days, but it's still like, it's just the process of like having to fight. It's unless you were like meal prepping and being very, very strict with the meals you were eating all day, every day, like, you know, exactly like at the start of the week, you go and buy all your meats, you cook it, you prep it, you put it in containers, you like portion it out exactly. I feel like that's the best use case for it. But if you're sort of winging things, you know, every so often, it's going to throw the whole thing off balance.
Absolutely.
And that was the part that just threw me off. And I was like, okay, no, I can't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you really need to be obsessed about it, basically.
Yeah. And having said that, I did see that you started meal prepping, though, on your Instagram a couple of days ago. I was very happy to see that because I love meal prepping, not just for the health benefits of like, you know, just cooking chicken, broccoli, and rice every day, but I just do it for the convenience factor. Like I can now wake up, and sometimes I'll wake up so late that I skip breakfast or that I don't have time to fit breakfast in, and so like it's just nice to know that I already have a meal waiting for me in the fridge just to be warmed up, you know, and it's a nice home cooked meal too. Like it's not just takeaway, or it's not just like the frozen like health meals and things like that. They're
because those guys can have a lot of sodium in it, so do watch out if you do have any frozen meals. They tend to have a lot of sodium
to help keep them.
Exactly. No, it's been great, but I'm so hungry. I'm trying to like.
That's my thing too.
Limit,
especially now being in lockdown and being at home a lot. Like you know, you get bored a lot easier, and that's what I talk to a lot of customers up at work about. Is they like everyone has been saying like, oh shit, we go through food so much faster now. I don't know what it is. And I'm like, it's because everyone's bored. And I'm the sort of type of guy that if I get bored, the first thing I do is I go to the fridge and I'm like, what can I make to eat?
Yeah,
or
totally.
like I look around and I see something to snack on. Like, do I have a packet of chips here? Do I have like some popcorn sitting around? Like, I'll try and find something just because it's something to do. To pass the time, you know.
That's terrible.
And same with studying too. I know a lot of other people that go through like, you know, this sort of secondary education and whatnot. Like even through high school, I would do it. But when I would study, I would always have like a bowl of M&Ms or like, you know, a couple of snakes nearby or something. Just something that give you a little break, or you know, to take your mind off mathematics for 10 seconds or so. You know, like it's just
I think
I find that helps.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I did psychology, and I think people who chewed gum while studying, and if you did it during an exam,
exam, it would help you retain information a bit more. Yeah, I did hear that too. I don't think it ever worked for me because I sort of flunked my HSC a little bit, but you know, it's out there for people to try if they want to. It might work. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you can do it with M&Ms. That's probably not good, but
probably not. No, I don't think. Can you imagine just the
bringing snacks in?
Dude, like,
if you're
just bring
allowed.
it, like, can you imagine if, like, yeah, you're not allowed to bring any other sort of outside material in other than what they allow. For example, can you imagine if you went to the HSC and you sat there with your school pants and you had loose M&Ms in your pocket, right? And then
Ooh,
at some point you go and like put your hand in your pocket, and like they're probably like in Australia, the HSC is sat summertime close to summer, so it's going to be quite warm.
yeah.
And you're sitting in the hall and they're all going to be melted. Or even worse is you put your hand in your pocket, you pull some out, you accidentally pull out too much, or you move your leg in a weird way, and all these M&Ms spill out onto
Ooh,
the
that's so
onto the
awkward.
hard ground, and they're like pop, 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 pop,
Bro,
pop. Oh,
you ever
nah.
get so hungry
Nah.
during an exam that your stomach is so fucking loud?
Dude, I feel like sometimes I could feel the table vibrate just from how much my stomach was growling. Like it was terrifying,
That
dude.
is
And
so
then you
awkward.
get the secondhand, you get the anxiety of like, could anyone else hear that, or was it
Yes.
just me? And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, it's the worst, man. Yeah, I hated it so much.
Terrible.
It's shocking.
Oh, I'm so glad I don't have to do
Anywho's,
that again. Yeah.
yeah, I'm so glad that we can do exams from home now with COVID. Like I could do them all online, sitting in front of my
Oh,
computer.
I
Like
bet.
it's dude, it's so much better. Oh my god, because like I'd hate it as well. Like the teachers or like the proctors would walk
Oh,
around,
yeah.
and for some reason they would single you out and they would stand behind you for like 45 seconds and read what you had written down. You're like, did I do something wrong? Is like, and
Yeah.
dude, and then you sit there and you're like, what have I done? Like, oh, that was the worst. I hated that so
Oh,
much.
that's so
And then they
funny.
walk away and like you can't see it,
No.
but I'm gonna do a look to the camera, and like they sort of look back at you and they go like, and they give you this look and you're like, bro, what did I do? Like I
Uh,
hated that so much.
that's so
Like,
funny.
or the word, I saw a TikTok where it was like uh where like the teachers will look down at you and
Mm.
then they'll read your work and then they'll look up and they'll make an announcement like, guys, can we make sure that we're like, remembering, and it's like, oh fuck, I've written something wrong. No. Like it's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
no. You hated, you didn't want to be the example for like a bad answer, like,
I
oh,
think that's
it's the worst.
why in my uni anyways, the
Mm.
people who did walk up and down weren't any of the teachers because they
Well,
just
yeah,
didn't understand what you
uni's
were
different.
writing. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
uni's
yeah.
different. They do it so people the people that get in, and at my uni too, they're typically like elderly people, so probably people that are retired and they're looking
Right.
just for like some pocket money or something like that.
I wonder if they
But yeah,
volunteer.
I was gonna say I'm not sure if it'll be a volunteer thing because I've always seen them, at least the proctors at my uni when we did like in on campus
They
exams,
just always
they were
do
all
it.
wearing no, but they were all wearing like a uniform, and it wasn't like a
Oh, how
university's,
interesting.
like it wasn't a university pole. It was like it sort of seemed like an outsourced company or something
Oh
like that.
wow.
So it's probably a paid thing, but I would assume there's also volunteers that do it.
Mm.
Um, and same for the HSC too. They always get outside people to do the HSC just in case a teacher decides to like help a student out some more or something like that, because of whatever reason.
Yeah.
So they don't want any sort of outside influence. But yeah.
Anyways.
Anywho's enough school talk.
Yeah.
Very excited. Because tonight we're gonna go and play some more Siege, as sort of we normally do. This It's not really the big
Yee.
news. But they do have a new game type that has been out. It will be out for a couple of days since the day recording once is uploaded. But it's called Containment, and it's like a new event type game mode. It's going from
Yeah.
August 3rd to the 24th. So by the time you hear this on the podcast, you can still go and download Siege and give it a go. And if you have Siege already, you can play it for a good couple of weeks. But it's sort of like looks like it's going to be a lead up to Extraction that's coming out, I think, next year now. I can't remember if they pushed it back or if it's coming out towards the end of this year.
Yeah, it's like
Um,
an ad for it, basically.
it pretty much. Because I think they realized that a lot of people are still not on board with
Mhm.
Extraction and how it's going to work. Like they just want more Rainbow Six stuff. They don't want all the
Yeah.
weird add-on things. So I think this is sort of trying to help people see their vision for Extraction, which isn't a bad thing.
No. And
I'm
like
down for
I
it. It
like
seems kind
game
of fun.
modes. I do like
Yeah.
because it's just nice to do something different in a game that you already play.
Yeah.
It's just
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
just good fun.
Especially again like Siege, where you can argue that you're sort of doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, just playing like, bomb on
Yeah.
a certain map, and then you just change to a different map, or
I mean,
vice
it
versa.
definitely doesn't help with the
Yeah.
any IQ or any like,
No, yeah,
you're not learning a new
Yeah.
story like in story games, but
exactly, yeah.
you are spending time with friends, ideally.
That is the true.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I lost my train of thought. It's just like parents at the end of the game being like, "You won because you had fun." You didn't win because you won 6-0. You won because you had fun. I'm like, shut up, Dad.
Tell that to my fucking bronze, all right?
Exactly. Sorry, we're going on. Yeah, it's sort of echoing Extraction's fungus like mission type things. So it adds like a new nest destruction game mode, they're calling it, to the Siege. So attackers have to like sort of, I guess, push in towards the one specific map of Consulate that's sort of been reworked a little bit. They have to push in and like destroy these alien nests. And then I'm pretty sure, I can't remember, but I'm fairly confident that the aliens are actually played by other players as well.
They are.
And they have to defend their nest, obviously.
I think they can only melee.
They can only melee, and they can burst through walls like Oryx's ability. Like, they have the speed burst. So I was like, this is gonna be so much fun just for all the jump scares that it's gonna cause. Like,
totally.
Oh, man, it's gonna be great.
I did see a little bit of they did like a around the Consulate map. They've added like these. I don't know if you're like, it's a generic thing, like those pipes that go around to like suck
I did see
out.
you retweet that.
It's so cool.
I did see you retweet that. Yeah.
And like it's basically like a little maze that your drone can go in through, and it's cool. It's like a cool idea.
Yeah.
Because droning is never that
a bit of fun.
interesting.
No.
All you do is get intel, and that's all you
yeah.
need to do. But it's just a nice little add-on that I thought was really cute.
Yeah. It's just something extra to do, I guess.
Yeah. And I guess to add to the fun of it.
People have been asking for this for a little while though. Like, they just want
the drone
like,
stuff.
Like, it's sort of in a meme way. They were like, yeah, can we have a drone obstacle course? Can we have like something more to do with drones? Can we?
Could
like,
you imagine if there was like a
just,
drone Olympics like mode where you just all drones,
Drone
always
Olympics,
only drones,
yes.
and like you gotta go like parkour through things, because
It'd be
droning is
fun.
not easy. It's not easy
to
do.
They should do a game mode that's just 6 Twitch drones versus another 6 Twitch drones.
Oh, and like zap to the death.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's not a bad idea at all.
Ubisoft, hello.
That's not bad at all. I'll take 10% of the idea. That's fine. I think that's pretty fair.
That's more than fair.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. But yeah, super excited to play that. So I guess we can give you our thoughts on it.
Yeah.
Next week. And we'll probably also see, like, one of us might stream it at some point. So you might even see some gameplay at some point on one of our channels. Yeah, probably Jenz's. And moving on to sort of our last major topic of the week. In a kind of surprising turn of events, I guess. Like, I wasn't expecting this in sort of any way, or at least as quickly. But the Activision Blizzard CEO has stepped down. So I got a little write up here. The head of Blizzard Entertainment, J. Allen Brack, is leaving to, quote, pursue new opportunities, which is probably just legal jargon. That's just bullshit.
Yeah, that's not at all.
He's probably leaving to save his own ass, or like to save face for the company.
Yeah, save face, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, Blizzard said in a statement, and will be replaced by company veterans Jen O'Neill and Mike Ybarra.
Yeah.
And I also saw that this is the first time in Blizzard's history that they have had a female owner / co-owner, and it's only I say only co-owner, but
it's
the
huge.
first time that a female has ever been sort of in this position of power.
Yeah.
And yeah. So they go on to say as well in their statement, with their many years of industry experience and deep commitment to integrity and inclusivity, which was very smartly worded, they want to make it seem like they care, which I still don't think they do. but it goes to say that I am certain Jenna Mike will lead Blizzard with care, compassion, and dedication to excellence. Um, it's yeah. Having said that, though, I did remember seeing a couple of days ago that Activision Blizzard has also employed the forces of a union busting group, which I forget the name of. I couldn't find the actual headline again.
Oh, right.
But it's the exact same union busting group that our lovely friend Jeffrey Bezos hired, or Amazon hired, I guess, to sort of flush out
Ooh.
all of the unionization ploys that were trying to go on through Amazon and things like that. So it's I don't see how Activision can how they think we can't see these things and how they think we
Mm.
can they can get away with it, like it's so quick and easy to find information these days on the internet that it just I don't know. Why would you go in the probably the worst part, undoubtedly the worst part of your entire company's history? Why would you go and hire this company?
Yeah.
You just it just it's so tone deaf,
Yeah, it totally is.
it bewilders me how they survived so far. But I guess money is a hell of a drug, and I guess they'll do whatever they can to save as much money as they can. So but
Yeah.
I guess it's an interesting turn of events. I like I said, I wasn't expecting the CEO to step down so quickly. But yeah, I guess it also means I don't know if we heard anything last week. I don't think there was any allegations against the CEO himself, other than probably gross negligence for sort of not
I think that was
caring
actually
about the stuff. Okay, yeah, but I wasn't too sure. I hadn't seen anything, so it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Very interesting. It's great to see that a female is up there.
Yeah.
But I just hope they do more,
You know what? I think I'm gonna play devil's advocate here as well a little bit. Do
Uh-huh.
you think that and I'm sure Jen O'Neill is an exceptional employee, and she's she cares a lot about her job, and she's done well for the company over the years, and she performs quite well for the company, and that's why she's gotten this role. But devil's advocate, do you think that they use this as an opportunity to put a female in this role just to make it look like they were doing something?
I think so.
That was the first thing. It's real bad to say, and I sort of feel bad saying it, but it's that's the first thing that popped into my head when I read it. I was like, okay, this sort of seems like a bit of a, a bit of a ploy,
yeah.
And like I said, I don't know Blizzard at all. I don't know Activision Blizzard at all. So Jen O'Neill could have done amazing work, and that's why she was promoted to this role. But it to me, it sort of feels like they're again trying to save face.
It does feel like that, and I don't know if it's because of the turn of events and things that they are being accused of.
Yeah,
but it really does feel like that.
Yeah, it's probably the best and worst time to put someone in a role like this.
Yeah, it's weird. Hey.
I don't know. Yeah. But I guess, like we said, last week, when things do progress, hopefully, if we hear more things in the coming days or weeks, we will, report on it more and more. And yeah, so hopefully more things do come of it, because I'm interested to see where this story goes. It's sort of the biggest thing in gaming at the moment still.
Yeah, it's gonna be for a while.
I think will be for a little while. Yeah, exactly. But I guess moving on to probably what's going to be the biggest thing in films for a little while. Surprisingly enough, Suicide Squad, but the new one, not the old one.
Yeah, brand new.
The new one, the remake of the old one,
the James Gunn
which
version.
only came out 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It's still bonkers to me. But yeah, I just wanted to tack on a little bit and sort of give my preliminary thoughts on Suicide Squad, because it does release, I think, tomorrow, if my memory serves me correctly.
Tomorrow for when we're recording, which is Wednesday. So
exactly.
Yesterday when
Thursday.
You guys are listening.
Exactly. By the time you listen to this podcast, it should already be out in cinemas. So if you could go to cinemas, I recommend seeing it. But I think it's also on HBO Max too, but only on
Binge.
the but only on like the ad-free tier. So you got to like pay for the more expensive tier, and then it'll probably also be on Binge too, which is the like Australian version of HBO Max or something.
Yeah,
so
but it'd
super
be
excited
like
for this.
720p or something.
Probably, yeah, probably. But yeah, I just want to give my preliminary thoughts. I'm super excited for this. I have seen some sort of early reviews of it. I haven't like read any of them or like sort of watched any like
Same.
breakdown videos or and like any trailers or anything like that. But I have seen a lot of people praising this quite a fair bit. And then one of our friends earlier as well told us that we're seeing it like 96% certified on Rotten Tomatoes, which, you know, I did tell him, I was like, look, I'm going to put a little asterisk next to that because it technically still hasn't released yet, but
yeah, so
it's
that can
very
change.
Promising news.
But
Yeah,
so
very
far,
promising still.
it's rated highest DC/Marvel film.
It's the highest rated superhero film at the moment.
At the moment.
But I think that's going to change. I think it's going to change. Yeah.
Dark Knight's at 94. That's the highest. So
yep.
That's really surprising to me that. Yeah, I guess I don't know. I'm surprised that superhero movies aren't generally higher. They're like usually in the 80s, I think.
I mean, they're always snubbed because a lot of the time they're not like groundbreaking in their storytelling. They're not groundbreaking in their like, you know, sort of any like, you know, their production ways and whatnot. And a lot of the time, the industry, like even at awards, like the Oscars and things like that, they always sort of get snubbed for Best Picture. They never get like, you know, so they're sort of, I think, perceived as I don't know what's the word. Like they're not as important of a movie as we think they are, you know.
Yeah.
So, and I sort of do agree to that to a certain extent. You know, like I would much prefer to see a film like Parasite win the Best Picture than like, you know, Avengers Endgame.
Yeah. I guess that's why like when you see stuff like Joker, I won't say more about it, but like when you see stuff like Joker, then it's like, oh, okay, wow.
Exactly. And that was the one that did win a couple of awards as well, because that was so groundbreaking, not for just the it was sort of more groundbreaking just for the superhero, like, I guess, genre, you know. Because that sort of film has never been done before in terms of like superheroes and whatnot. You're sort of always perceived as like, you know, good versus evil, like, you know, the heroes always win, sometimes the villains win, like, you know, a little bit of lighthearted comedy thrown in. They're never sort of done in that style. So that was sort of like the big, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know if the movie itself won an award, but I know Joaquin Phoenix himself did win a couple of awards for it, for his portrayal of the Joker. So it was, but yeah, super excited for Suicide Squad. Hopefully I will be able to watch it this week when it does come out, so we can give our thoughts on it next week.
Yes.
And then as well, I think sometime this month, I don't know when it comes out, but Marvel's What If comes out on Disney Plus. So we'll be able to give our thoughts on that too. I think they're just releasing all the episodes on one day. I don't think they're doing a staggered.
Oh, really?
I can't remember. I don't know if I saw it for this or it was for another TV show. Yeah, so it'll be next week, is that?
Yeah. What day?
Next week, Wednesday.
Next week, Wednesday.
They're doing all releases on Wednesday from now on because of the popularity of them from Loki. Disney has changed all of their releases to Wednesday now for the Marvel things. So
and it's an animated series.
Yes. Yeah. It'll be animated. But yeah, super excited for that too because that's going to be weird and wacky and crazy.
It's going to be so interesting.
I found out that it is canon too. Technically canon in the MCU. They're not making it like some different like, you know, thing. It'll probably be in a different timeline.
Yeah.
But it is technically canon for the MCU. So that was fun.
Okay.
But yeah, super excited for both of these things. So hopefully we'll be able to give you our thoughts on them next week.
Yes.
Yeah. Before we wrap up, Jenz, was there anything else you wanted to tack on?
No, nothing from me.
No? Okay, yeah. Nothing from me either. So, you know, as always, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. And we will see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.